They're all in. And they're off. Racing for the Investec Derby of 2010. First to break the line is Bullet Train, as they all look across to see where the pace is going to come from at first sight. Who many thought would set the pace. He's only doing so at an even gallop at the moment alongside Asmeal. Head spread is pretty handy on the outside of Midas Touch with Bullet Train's pink cap. Alzir racing in 6th place towards the inside, with Workforce settled in 7th just ahead of Jan Vermeer, who's on the outside of Coordinated Cut. Rewilding, Hot Prospect and Buzzword is held up at the rear of the field as they make this steady climb, being taken along by At First Sight, who's now moved through to lead Asmeal, who is now keen under restraint in 2nd place, with disputing that position Bullet Train, and out wider Midas Touch, and also out wider is Ted Spread, who's posted a little deep at the moment. Alzir in the red cap settles midfield, with Jan Vermeer moving forward on the outside of Workforce. Jan Vermeer now moving through into 6th or 7th, with Rewilding also encouraged to take slightly closer order. Hot Prospect, Coordinated Cut towards the rear of the field with Buzzword. So the pace is rather better now as At First Sight reaches the highest point of the course and prepares to begin the descent. At First Sight with Bullet Train well positioned in 2nd place. In 3rd is Asmeal ahead of Midas Touch. Ted Spread already being ridden along on the outer of Alzir. Jan Vermeer descends in about 7th place on the outside of Workforce. Rewilding is also in that little cluster as well, as At First Sight, kicking on down the hill, begins to inject some pace and has gone 5 to 6 lengths clear. Rewilding still towards the back with Hot Prospect, Buzzword and Coordinated Cut. So turning back towards home, At First Sight leads by 5 lengths. Bullet Train is ridden in 2nd. Midas Touch travelling smoothly in 3rd from Asmeal. Jan Vermeer also travelling smooth. He just needs to push out underneath Alzir. So At First Sight is giving a bold sight. Is still about 6 lengths clear. Workforce has moved through to head the chase. Jan Vermeer is back in 3rd but out in the clear. Workforce trying to run down At First Sight. Jan Vermeer has 3 lengths to find on Workforce in 3rd. Then Alzir behind these Midas Touch. Workforce has taken over from At First Sight and is clear in the Derby. Jan Vermeer being pressed now by Rewilding for the minor honours, but surely they're all chasing the shadow of Workforce. About 5 lengths clear. He won his first classic yesterday with the Oaks. This one will complete the double for Ryan Moore. Workforce won the Investec Derby for Sir Michael Stout, back in 2nd place. Well, very close indeed. A mighty run by At First Sight with Rewilding, Coordinated Cut, then Jan Vermeer and Alzir. And racing for the Investec Derby, Carlton House not the fastest away. That honour going at the moment to the Grey Ocean War. No frantic pace early on, as amongst those that show up, Pisco Sour, Mahaba Malyoon and also Memphis, Tennessee in the early stages. And now it is Memphis, Tennessee that presses on from Pisco Sour. Mahaba Malyoon, Castle Morris King is up there early on as they make their way through the first couple of furlongs, climbing uphill, with Memphis, Tennessee leading Pisco Sour. Mars Marvel, Castle Morris King and Mahaba Malyoon. Treasure Beach on the heels of the leaders in company with Ocean War. Then Vadamar with Native Khan. About 4 from the back at this stage is Carlton House, and also towards the rear Recital. Pourmoire is last of all at the moment, preceded by Seville. So a lot of the big guns are well back in the field early on, as they're being taken along by Memphis, Tennessee and Joseph O'Brien. From Mahaba Malyoon in 2nd, Pisco Sour on the inside of Treasure Beach. Castle Morris King on the inside of a Grey Ocean War. Then Mars Marvel on the inside of Vadamar. Carlton House on the outer of Native Khan. Seville's partner is Recital, and Pourmoire is at the back of the field and would now be about 10 to 12 lengths behind the leader, Memphis, Tennessee, who's pressing on now and has opened up an advantage of about 4 lengths, so beginning to string them out. It's Memphis, Tennessee who shows the way by 4 to 5 lengths from Mahaba Malyoon in 2nd, Treasure Beach on the outside of Pisco Sour. Castle Morris King in 5th place ahead of the Grey, which is Ocean War ahead of Masked Marvel. Vadamar comes next with Native Khan. Carlton House towards the outside of the field at this stage. Behind these Seville, Recital and Pourmoire. So Memphis, Tennessee on the descent leads leads by 3 to 4 lengths as the leader approaches Tattenham Corner. Mahaba Malyoun is ridden along in second as Treasure Beach moves through to take that position from Pisco Sour, Masked Marvel. Carlton House moving up towards the outside of the field with the grey on the inside. Native Khan as now they straighten, and Memphis Tennessee leads still by 4 lengths. Treasure Beach is in second, Native Khan into third, Carlton House down the outside, then the pink colours towards the inner of Recital. Plenty with a lot to do at this stage as they make their way now with a furlong and a half to race. Memphis Tennessee from Treasure Beach, Carlton House towards the outside, then in fourth Native Khan's Recital comes next, Pour Moi from a long way back. Treasure Beach got to the front in the Derby. Memphis Tennessee and Carlton House in hot pursuit. Out in front, Treasure Beach from in second, Carlton House. Pour Moi coming strongly down the outside. Treasure Beach just in front. Pour Moi coming on the outer and celebrates as if he's won the Derby. Mikel Barcelona, the judge may be needed. Pour Moi and Treasure Beach from Carlton House. And they're off. Bonfire jumped in the air as the Investec Derby field leave the stalls, and out early it's Astrology's white cap who shows well to the fore. Mick is also handy with Thoughtworthy as they climb the hill. Rugged Cross and Cavaliero. At this stage Bonfire is in 6th place just ahead of Main Sequence. Camelot, ridden with restraint, only has minimised risk behind as Astrology climbs the hill at a reasonable gallop, leading by a length or so. From in second Rugged Cross, Cavaliero closer to the rail, disputing 3rd place with Thoughtworthy in the white and green. Mick in the yellow colours, Bonfire the noseband light blue ahead of Main Sequence in the crossbelts. Camelot's purple cap only has 1 behind, and that one is minimised risk. So having got to the front, Astrology is now just setting an even gallop. Thoughtworthy is in 2nd place on the outside of Rugged Cross. Cavaliero is now settled in 4th as Bonfire makes a place moving past Mick. Then Main Sequence, Camelot still just with 1 behind, and that is minimised risk at this stage. They're climbing towards the highest point of the course. Astrology out in front for Ryan Moore, leads by 2 lengths from Thoughtworthy in 2nd place. In 3rd is Rugged Cross, just ahead of Bonfire, who's made another place, picking off Cavaliero to move through into 4th. Cavaliero niggled along in 5th place from Main Sequence. Mick no move yet from Camelot, who's won from the back with minimised risk. So Astrology it is who leads the descent towards Tattenham Corner. Thoughtworthy moves closer to within 3 parts of a length. Bonfire travels okay on the outside of Rugged Cross. Cavaliero and Main Sequence next. Camelot's now 2 from the back. Mick in the yellow colours, and last of all is minimised risk. Tattenham Corner and Thoughtworthy moves through to press Astrology, and these two quicken off the front end. In 3rd place Bonfire with Rugged Cross. Camelot moving through into about 5th place, but still has 6 lengths off these duelling leaders. Astrology white cap, white colours of Thoughtworthy. Then in 3rd place Rugged Cross. Bonfire with the noseband. Camelot asked now, move through, is into 5th place, but out in front Astrology has kicked off the front end and has got a break. It's Camelot who's out after his stable companion, but Astrology got first run and a 3-length lead. Camelot hanging down the camber is beginning to close the initiative as they go inside the final furlong, and now Camelot moves past Astrology. Into 3rd is Main Sequence, but up towards the line it is Camelot who leads by 3 or 4 lengths from Astrology, and at the line the father and son combination of Joseph and Aidan O'Brien won the Investec Derby with Camelot. Tied for 2nd Astrology and Main Sequence.
Ruler of the World will be the last one to go forward for the 2013 running of the Investec Derby, to be described by Richard Hoyles.
That's it, they're all in. And they're off. Racing in the Derby, Masar is one of the first to show, and also going forward early on is flying the flag. Battle of Marengo amongst the principals is well placed. An early interference for Dawn Approach, who's keen and was jostled after about a furlong or so. Slit the horse up a little bit, midfield, throwing the head from side to side with the white face. So as they race through the first furlong, flying the flag it is who leads the climb uphill. Aidan O'Brien horses well to the fore, with also well positioned Battle of Marengo towards the outside, and the cheek pieces of Ocean Applause in a relative relatively handy position as well. Festive Cheer not far away. Galileo Rock racing in 5th place early on. Okavango races in midfield in company with Masar, who's under restraint. Then Dawn Approach. Chopin is about 3 from the tail with a Ruler of the World. Libertarian is 1 from the back, and the white-faced Mars is the back marker. They've completed the climb uphill through the first half mile, and Battle of Marengo, one of the leading protagonists in the market, is already well to the fore and has taken over. Leading from Ocean Applause in 2nd, flying the flag, now taking the trail in 3rd. Galileo Rock in 4th place as the pace steadies down, and Dawn Approach is giving at this stage his rider a pretty hard time. 3 wide, pulling hard in 6th place on the outside of Masali and Okavango. Then behind these we have Ruler of the World. Chopin comes next from Libertarian, and all the time Dawn Approach, his hands being forced here, carting his way up now to be right on terms, and despite any stamina doubts, Dawn Approach is going to go to the lead in the Derby a long way from home. So Kevin Manning's taken the bold decision that the only way to settle Dawn Approach is to go to the front, and he leads the Derby field down the hill. Battle of Marengo is in 2nd place. Galileo Rock in 3rd place. Masali out wider with Ocean Applause. Okavango tracks flying the flag. Libertarian a little awkward down the hill as the field now prepare to turn in at Tattenham Corner. Dawn Approach with Battle of Marengo moving up, ensuring there's no steadying the pace, and the two in the market look each other in the eye with half a mile to travel. Galileo Rock, Okavango travelling well, just behind the leaders with Masali flying the flag. Libertarian trying to improve. Ruler of the World coming with a big run as well. Battle of Marengo as Dawn Approach has not got home. Galileo Rock, Okavango held in by Ruler of the World, who began his move first. It's Battle of Marengo with Ruler of the World. Okavango, Chopin for Germany. Galileo Rock's white face, but Ruler of the World leads the Derby from Battle of Marengo. Then Galileo Rock, Libertarian from a long way back, but it's Ruler of the World, Braden O'Brien and Ryan Moore who lead the Derby field up to the line, and it's Ruler of the World who won the Derby. Ruler of the World won it, a bob and a head for 2nd. Galileo Rock, Libertarian charging down the outside, and Battle of Marengo. Okavango next home. And they're off and racing. They stride away in the Investec Derby, and our channel is the first one to show. Kingfisher is also showing speed, and in the early stages Romsdale adopts a handy position. Australia's not too far behind the speed early on. Kingston Hill also being sent forward. Kieran Fallon pushing True Story up on the inside, trying to get a position from that inside gate, smooth through into about 7th, just ahead of Ebanoran, who races alongside A-Rod. Australia is now just being taken back to sit in midfield. Pinzolo comes next, just ahead of Geoffrey Chaucer as they continue to climb the hill. The pace is no more than a steady one at this stage. Pinzolo is quite well back. Impulsive Moment well back with Orchestra towards the tail. Red Galileo is another who is towards the back of the field. So our channel it is who's cutting out the running in the Derby from Kingfisher in the white cap. The grey Kingston Hill is poised in 3rd place with True Story, who got as close as 4th, disputing that position with Sudden Wonder and Romsdale, who's a little bit wider out on the racecourse. Ebanoran tracks those in 7th on the outside of A-Rod, who's found the rail. Australia still just about midfield. The purple jacket and cap on the outside of him is Fascinating Rock at this stage as they prepare now to begin the swing left-handed. Impulsive Moment and Western Him are quite well back in the field, with Geoffrey Chaucer also well back, and Red Galileo continues to be the back marker, just preceded by Orchestra. But it's a steady pace being dictated here by Silvestre de Souza on our channel. Kingfisher is yet to press him in 2nd place as they begin now to move down the hill. They're now beginning just to increase the effort, and now back in 3rd place Kingston Hill. In 4th the blue jacket of True Story. Then Romsdale, Ebanoran races next. Australia getting closer down the outside. Behind these towards the inside, A-Rod is also beginning to improve, and A-Rod is being followed through by Western Him. Then Fascinating Rock, Geoffrey Chaucer. Sudden Wonder's lost a little bit of ground. It's our channel pressed by Kingfisher, who've extended away, passing the 3. Kingston Hill best place of the principals. In 3rd place Australia coming down the centre. Then True Story, Arad comes next. Behind these Romsdale and Ebanoran as they make their way now up the home straight, and it's Australia who moves through with Kingston Hill. These two forge on in the Investec Derby. They go away. Arad has moved through to dispute 3rd place with Romsdale. Then Ebanoran. They race now down with a furlong to go. It's Australia who is out in front. Kingston Hill in 2nd place, and it is Australia forging clear by a length or so. Kingston Hill is trying to rally. It was written in the stars, a day of destiny, as Australia follows in her parents' footsteps and wins an Epsom Classic. In 2nd was Kingston Hill. Romsdale was 3rd. A massive run. up on the inside stall. That's it. They're off and racing. Racing in Investec Derby, Storm the Stars is one of those to grasp the nettle early. Elm Park is also in a handy position as they climb through the first furlong or so. Hans Holbein, best placed of the O'Brien runners early on, as Elm Park takes a little bit of a tug on the front end. Jack Hobbs settles in fourth with Success Days, Epicure and Givano Canaletto racing in midfield as they continue the climb. 2/3 of the way back through the field for Carbon Dating. Golden Horn given time to find his feet as they pass the 10 with a couple of lengths to Mohit. The back of the field, Kilimanjaro and Road Runner. As meanwhile, up front, Elm Park rather being driven mad early on by Hans Holbein. The two of them are looking each other in the eye, and as a result, they've drawn clear of the field here. There's a good 8 lengths back to Epicure, who shows in third. 2 lengths back then to Jack Hobbs, who's just tracking Storm the Stars, who's also in that leading cluster at the head of the chasing pack. Success Days races in about 6th place. Giovanni Canaletto racing in midfield with Carbon Dating. Golden Horn still towards the rear of the field, will be good 15 to 20 lengths off the sole leader, who is now Hans Holbein. Elm Park has decided to give way for the time being and is in 2nd place. 2 lengths back to Storm the Stars. Epicure is in 4th place with Jack Hobbs in 5th. Success Days racing on the outside of Giovanni Canaletto with Carbon Dating. Golden Horns got onto the back of Giovanni Canaletto with Mohit towards the rear of the field in company with Road Runner as they make the descent, and still towards the back is Kilimanjaro. So a good test is being ensured here by Hans Holbein and Shamie Heffernan, who makes the way down towards Tattenham Corner with a lead of a good 7 lengths. Elm Park in 2nd place. In 3rd for Epicure, then Storm the Stars. Jack Hobbs breezing along, going well in 5th place at this stage. Then behind these, Giovanni Canaletto. Golden Horn now being asked to improve on the inside of Success Days. Hans Holbein not by so far now. Epicure trampling up in the pit cap. Then Elm Park in 3rd. Jack Hobbs now being ridden, just hanging in slightly. Golden Horn with a bit of work to do. Giovanni Canaletto making ground amongst horses. Now Jack Hobbs finding full stride. Empties to the front. The complexion changes as Golden Horn now begins to run at his favourite companion. Golden Horn and Jack Hobbs, the intense moment in the derby, and Golden Horn looks like putting it to bed. Jack Hobbs trying to stay in the game, tightened up, and it is Golden Horn driven out, remains unbeaten. Golden Horn won the derby, taking it toward it, punches the air. 1-2 for John Gosling. Jack Hobbs chased him home. And they're off. So the field leaves the stalls for the Investec Derby of 2016. Port Douglas is hurried up to the lead with Deauville also racing handily, and also moving forward in the early stages Shogun. Ulysses up towards the inside as well as they make their way through the first furlong, with Port Douglas just taking them along. Towards the outside of the field, both Cloth of Stars racing in a handy position, in company as well with Masar, who's racing a little keenly as Port Douglas now crosses over and makes his way towards the running rail. In 4th place is Shogun, just ahead of Moonlight Music, who's towards the inside at the moment. Moonlight Magic sitting in about 5th place, as settling just behind those we have Idaho. Ulysses drops into about midfield with Harzand at the moment, and also across the Stars. US Army Ranger is given time towards the rear of the field in company with Wings of Desire, and having jumped from the outside stall, Red Verdon has been given time as well, crossing right behind the field along with Humphrey Bogart is at the rear of the field. So out in front and at a reasonable gallop, it is Port Douglas who tows the Derby field up the hill and continues the climb. From in 2nd place, the Godolphin blue jacket of Cloth of Stars. 3rd for Moonlight Magic racing on the inside of Masart, with in 5th place the free sweating Idaho on the outside of Shogun, and then across the Stars. Harzand midfield in company with Ulysses, then Biodynamic, who's just ahead of Deauville. Wings of Desire in those maroon colours. US Army Ranger, the all dark blue, has Humphrey Bogart and Red Verdon behind, as now the field begin that trademark descent towards Tattenham Corner, and there is no hanging about for Port Douglas out in front. He has gone 5 or 6 lengths clear. In 2nd place, Cloth of Stars. Masart, Biodynamic, moves up on the outside. Then behind these we have Idaho, just pushed along to give chase is Moonlight Magic. At this stage across the Stars with Harzand, Algometer comes next with Wings of Desire. US Army Rangers still in no hurry, and right at the back of the field is Red Verdon. Port Douglas leads the turn for home, but the pack are right at his heels. Cloth of Stars poised to have first crack. Then Masart, pulling out is Idaho. Harzand comes next, pulled towards the
the outside, Wings of Desire, US Army Ranger, Red Burden getting a nice seam right up the inside rail. Port Douglas is taken on by Cloth of Stars. Now joining in down the outside is Idaho. Harzand comes next. Red Burden ran out of room on the inside. Right down the outside, Wings of Desire and US Army Ranger. Idaho striped cap and Harzand are the first to go for home. US Army Ranger is now in full cry towards the outside. They enter the final furlong. Harzand, US Army Ranger has got to the leader's girth, but has still got to get by as Harzand is pulling out more. And it's Harzand in the colours of the Aga Khan who has won the Investec Derby for Pat Smullen and Dermot Wells. US Army Ranger second, Idaho in third.
And the favourite Cracksman looks like being the last one to go in. Dubai Thunder just ahead of him. So Cracksman will make up the line under Frankie Dettori in the Anthony Oppenheimer colours. They're set to race, lined up, and they're off. Racing in the 2017 Investec Derby, Peeler was rather slowly away. Venice Beach amongst the leaders, with Best Solution and Douglas MacArthur going forward on the wide outside in the black sleeves and now leads the way. Also going handy is the Anvil, followed by Peeler, and Cracksman is right there as well. Permian is handy as well. Rekindling towards the outside in the dark blue jacket, white cap, followed by Glencadam Glory. Khalidi is chasing the leaders, Dubai Thunder and a red cap towards the inside as they get across the course now, and Douglas MacArthur leading the way by a couple of lengths to the Anvil in second. Then in third is Best Solution in the all blue jacket, Permian in the silver silks, followed out wide by Venice Beach. Wider is Crowned Eagle. Cracksman just nudged along there by Frankie Dettori. Dubai Thunder the inside of Rekindling, and the front two going off very quickly indeed. Capri is further back in the field. Douglas MacArthur and the Anvil have gone 8 to 10 lengths clear of the field as they head towards this long left-hand turn at the top of the racecourse. Venice Beach is third on the outside of Best Solution, then Permian and Cracksman and Crowned Eagle, followed by Rekindling, and then Dubai Thunder is further back behind these, followed by Eminent and Khalidi. Capri the grey on the outside just behind Rekindling. Glencadam Glory, Cliffs of Moher is well back with Saluen, and then Wings of Eagles, Peeler, and last of all is Ben Battle in the white cap, heading on the descent now towards Tatnam Corner. A furious pace in the Investec Derby being set by Douglas MacArthur and Colm O'Donoghue from the Anvil in second place. Behind these in third is Venice Beach, and then on the inside in the all blue Best Solution. Behind these Cracksman is being asked to stretch now, then Permian. Down the outside is Capri. They're homeward bound with 3.5 furlongs left to gallop. Douglas MacArthur is loose on the field, chased by the Anvil, Best Solution. Then Venice Beach. Cracksman begins to find his stride, now beginning into second place and eating into the leader's advantage. Permian, Capri out very wide, Cliffs of Moher, and then Eminent. They race down inside the final 2 furlongs. Douglas MacArthur is chased all the way by Frankie Dettori and Cracksman, and here comes Cliffs of Moher down the wide outside under Ryan Moore, and he goes on sweeping past both of them. Eminent battling on too, then Wings of Eagles, Cliffs of Moher, Wings of Eagles swooping though, and Wings of Eagles gets up to win. Wings of Eagles denies Cliffs of Moher and Cracksman fighting it out for second. We're just waiting on the Yorkshire trained DXB to go into the stalls under champion jockey Sylvester de Souza. They're lined up for the 2018 Investec Derby, 1.5 miles, and they're on their way. Just a little stumble from Saxon Warrior leaving the starting stalls. DXB is ridden forward, so too Masar, and Kew Gardens in the pink cap on the outside, and Night to Behold are ensuring a good early pace as they race steeply uphill through the early stages. Close up too is the Pentagon, then Masar, followed by Hazapur. Saxon Warrior towards the inside of Masar. Out wider is Young Rascal, followed by Roaring Lion, who's held up towards the rear of the field with Zabriskie as still they climb. Savannah Star is the back marker, and now racing on towards the 9 furlong marker. Night to Behold, the Lingfield winner from Kew Gardens, has a paw up the inside of the Pentagon in the black cap. They are tracked further back in 5th by DXB. Saxon Warrior is in 6th place, followed then by Masar. On the inside in a white cap is Delano Roosevelt. Young Rascal behind these, along with Roaring Lion, and the pace looking pretty relentless here as they're quite well strung out. Savannah Star at the back. Zabriskie is nudged along as they reach the top of the racecourse. Night to Behold by 3/4 of a length to Kew Gardens. They have a couple of lengths on the Pentagon. Hazapur is back in 4th place. On the inside, well positioned in the hands of Frankie Dettori. Then DXB. Saxon Warrior still lying about 6th. The inside under Ryan Moore in the purple cap. The inside of the all blue jacketed Masar. Then behind these is Roaring Lion. Zabriskie, Young Rascal trying to make ground out wide in the yellow silks. Then Delano Roosevelt back on the inside, and Savannah Star at the rear of the field. Down the hill they go as they rumble down towards Chatnam Corner, and now swinging into the left-hand turn, and Night to Behold is pressed by Kew Gardens. Hazapur is waiting in behind them with the Pentagon. Then DXB. Saxon Warrior still in 6th place, just being nudged along now. Masar with a run down the outside. They straighten up for home. 3 furlongs left to gallop. Night to Behold, Kew Gardens. Here's Hazapur coming through well. So too is DXB on the outside. Masar, Saxon Warrior under strong pressure, and Roaring Lion down the wide outside. Hazapur struck the front from Masar in the blue jacket. Roaring Lion trying to get on terms, and then DXB. Saxon Warriors behind them now begins to stay on, but it's Masar that leads the way in the blue colours of Godolphin. William Buick, Roaring Lion now unleashed down the outside, racing up towards the line. Masar by 2 lengths to Roaring Lion and DXB, and it's Masar's Investec Derby in the hands of William Buick for Godolphin. Tight second, DXB staying on well on the far side of Roaring Lion.
Broome is the last in. They're ready for the 2019 Investec Derby, and they're off. Racing away from the 1.5 mile start, Broome and Humanitarian were a little bit slow to go. Telecaster is out boldly. So too Anthony Van Dyck and Circus Maximus ridden forward with Norway in the white cap towards the outside. They're chased by Line of Duty, and then Mad Moon midfield with Japan and Bangkok and Sir Dragonet on the outside. Hiroshima. Broome is second last, and Humanitarian is the early back marker as they race right-handed through a few shadows. And it's now Sovereign that bounds on as they cross across to the inside, and Sovereign leading the way as they go up the hill by a couple of lengths or so to in second place Norway. They're tracked by Telecaster and Circus Maximus. Another 2 lengths to Line of Duty on the inside of Sir Dragonet, and they're getting quite well strung out as they climb the hill. Further back is Anthony Van Dyck alongside Bangkok, and then Mad Moon together with Japan, Hiroshima, Broome and Humanitarian as they now race inside the final mile. So the pace looking earnest here. It's looking strong, and it's set by Sovereign, one of the Aidan O'Brien 7 runners, leading the Ballydoyle team here. Sovereign by a couple of lengths to Norway second, Circus Maximus in third, Telecaster is handy in fourth, then a break of about 4 lengths back to Line of Duty in the dark blue jacket. Ryan Moore on Sir Dragonet as they begin to run down the hill now. Bangkok further back, and then on the inside Anthony Van Dyck followed by Japan, and then Mad Boone is further back in the field. They remain quite well strung out. Broome is moving up out wide, and then towards the rear Hiroshima in the noseband and Humanitarian. On the descent now towards Tatnam Corner. They've got 5 furlongs left to cover, and Sovereign is out clear, chased by Norway in second place. Telecaster on the inside of Circus Maximus, then Line of Duty. Sir Dragonet is just in behind these, about 6 lengths off the pace as Broome now makes good progress on the wide outside. They're followed by Mad Moon. Behind those is Anthony Van Dyck. Line of Duty making ground in the all blue jacket. Bangkok further back down the home straight. Sovereign and Norway coming back to the field. Circus Circus Maximus to Dragonet on the outside. Mad Moon is right there now inside the final 2 furlongs. Mad Moon and Sir Dragonet, chased by Broom in third, then Anthony Van Dyck down the outside. Japan is running on well. Mad Moon and Sir Dragonet fighting it out. Anthony Van Dyck on the far side inside the final furlong. Anthony Van Dyck, Sir Dragonet and Mad Moon racing up towards the line. On the near side, Japan with Broom. Anthony Van Dyck has won it. Anthony Van Dyck is another win in the Derby for Ballydor, a Ballydor bonanza. Real close for the Miners. Japan out wide of Broom, Sir Dragonet and Mad Moon. Very close for second, third, fourth and fifth.